Ready. Hey, check. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
On second down now, it's Coleman. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. On third down, Winston. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. So instead of fourth down, first down.
Well, so much for winning the down you put a lot of emphasis on because third down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, Winston. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 18 yards, first down Niners. They'll run with Coleman on first down. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Well, remember, Tevin Coleman was in the two-headed backfield in Atlanta during his 4 years there, along with Devontae Freeman. Now he joins a crowded backfield in San Francisco. But in Atlanta, he played under offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan, and then, of course, Shanahan becomes a 49er head coach, and he made it a point to go out and snag his former running back because he really likes his 26-year-old ball carrier. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Ready. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
First down, Winston. Going for it all. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Here's Winston.
Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Last year's NFL leader in field goal percentage, Robbie Gould, on for the Niners field goal. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. CD, you know there were quite a few Bears fans back in January saying, why didn't we hold on to that Robbie Gould guy?
Well, it's a legitimate question. 33 of 34 for San Francisco in 2018. The crazy stat of the year, he missed more extra points, 2, than he did field goals, 1, in the 2018 season.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
7, 49ers 3.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
No. Alert. Mark that. Bang.
Now Wilson. And he fires one incomplete. The rookie DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. But prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. Campbell making the catch. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Hey, man. Watch the boot. Watch the safety screen. Florida.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. It's caught at the 10. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Here we go.
At their own 23-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. His first carry of their 2nd drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 13 yards there and a Niner first. Now Winston. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Jameis to throw it. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A gain of 37. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
One left. 56. Check, 56. Here we go. Check. Check hot route. He's coming. Double. 18.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Catch made here by Campbell. And he's able to get up here to the 26. A gain of 6 there on first.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
It's been a long day for you. He's checking. Crash. Eddie Weapon. Check 43. 14.
They'll get this out quickly to Campbell. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. That one, a first down pickup of 8. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Winston from the gun on 3rd down.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see. On first down, Carson, a solid stiff, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT. And a rout is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Winston completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Kittle last year, what a season. 1,377 receiving yards, an NFL record for tight ends en route to his first Pro Bowl. Not bad for the former fifth-round pick. I remember that game, December, against Denver. He had that monster first half, 210 yards. Did not have a single catch in the second half, but still those 210 yards were just 4 yards shy of Shannon Sharp's single-game record for a tight end. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, it's Winston. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
It's coming this way, coming this way. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Switch, switch, switch.
To the air again with Winston. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 18. From the red zone now, Winston. Open man is Samuel, complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? To throw is Winston. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway.
Come on, fellas.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
You ain't going nowhere. Hey, stop. Let's go.
Now Winston. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 33. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Steps away to his left. Now he'll pull it down. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
53 is the mic. Good job right there. Good job right there. You mine. Hatchet. There.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
315.
And we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Check, 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 check. Slam, slam, slam.
Now it's Carson. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
2nd down and goal. Wilson forced out to his left toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch QB drop. Watch QB drop. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. This will be caught at about the 5. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. If you're going to pass down here, you better get that in the end zone.
I agree with you totally, and as we both know, the field's already condensed. There's just not a lot of space, so you've got to create some by getting some people downfield into the end zone. If you want to throw it short, you've got to have some movement, some room in order to do that. That one didn't work.
A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Ready.
At the 42-yard line.
All day, baby. All day, all day, baby.
SOS, SOS, SOS. Green, triple T. SOS, SOS.
To throw again on 2nd down. Winston complete to the tight end Kittle over the middle of the field. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 37. On 1st and 10, Winston looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Winston now taking a shot for Samuel. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them. What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically, but a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
Here's Wilson. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long.
Mike's 56. Mike's 56. Let him know.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Dee Ford able to record his 5th sack of the season. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon as his guys continue to pour it on. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A gain there of 21 yards. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 45-yard line.
Partney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. The throw over the middle, taken in. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 27 yards there, a first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Dante Pettis, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Niners are able to cash in for 6. Gold with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hey, hey. Mike. 54's Mike.
Run left, run left.
54, watch 54.
Let's go, defense.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
A bit of an opening there on the 1st down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 44-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Throwing is Wilson. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that one. And now here is another interception. He's picked off at his own 46. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. The extra point now coming from Myers. This one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Back to it after the pick six. Winston. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 28. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up third down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Third and long, it's Wilson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So not sure how they feel about that. They had golden field position to start the drive after the fumble recovery, but they went backward and then got 3.
Well, let's go from gold to silver, because the silver lining is they got the 3, right? You were talking about the golden field position. They didn't take advantage of it. That has to feel like a letdown.
You always stand ready to pounce. Always. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full.
Jameis to throw it. That's caught. It's Coleman. Give him 2 yards on that play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the second down pass play only went for 2. Now Winston got his target, Samuel. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Here's Winston. That'll be complete to Breida. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll make it a 2nd down. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. The Sanders has got it complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 38-yard line.
That's another 49er first down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
We own them. Flip it.
They'll throw again. Winston. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And now here is another interception. Snags it for the pick. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say good night from Silicon Valley.